Todd Monken gave everybody a big clue on Saturday when Shedeur was supposed to get first-team reps, and it ended up being Deshaun Watson getting most of the action. Welcome back to Baskin and Phelps. Jeff Phelps, Andy Baskin, Dan Mennigan, back, refreshed, ready to roll. Matt Corrali taking your phone calls at 216-474-0092. I just, until we hear differently, I'm going to take Todd Monken being a man of his word. He seems like a very honorable fellow and straight shooter. So if he's going to say something, fellow's a good word. He's an honorable fellow. He's a straight shooter. And he told us, just pay attention when you see people, getting first-team reps that maybe weren't before. Maybe that tells you who the starters are going to be. And, guys are moving up and moving in. And maybe that happened on Saturday. Jeff is in South Euclid. Hello, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
No, it's Chuck.
Oh, Chuck.
Chuck. It just looks like Jeff on the screen, spelled J-E-F-F. Hi, Chuck.
That's weird. That's the weirdest way I've ever seen Chuck spelled ever.
Yeah. Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's up?
Listen, I was just thinking, we got a couple of number one picks coming up in the draft, but they're going to have it where no quarterback's going to want to come here or be drafted here. They're going to do like Shedeur did with the Ravens. No, I don't want to go there, possibly. I'm not saying it will happen, but Eli Manning did it. So there's guys that might want to say, nah, they can't get that QB situation straight in Cleveland. They done had 50 quarterbacks in the last 20 years, and it could be a trend where guys just don't want to come here, whether they're in the league or whether they're getting drafted out of college. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. They need to get this quarterback situation straight.
It's just funny how money changes everything, though. I mean, you can say, on paper,
Chuck, Andy's onto something here.
What you're saying is it should be right. And by the way, would you have want to go to Baltimore if you were him, knowing that Lamar Jackson's not going anywhere, right? So I don't blame him for that. In fact, if I was a young quarterback, I hate to say it, Cleveland sounds like a pretty good place to go because you've got a great opportunity to start right away. And if you don't want to sit on the bench,
it'll be a lot of pressure. And if you do come here, I mean,
I understand what you're saying. Chuck, there's a part of me that totally agrees with you, and I understand, and maybe that's the way it should be. But money talks, man. Money talks. It's amazing how I don't want to get in trouble with my wife. Never mind, I'll keep my mouth shut. Okay.
You think if Watson do start and he has a pretty decent season, I just can't understand how they're going to waste time not playing Shedeur because I'm pretty sure they're not going to re-sign Watson.
I would agree with that, Chuck. I would agree with that. Okay. Chuck, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I still think we're all overlooking the biggest problem. I mean, we are going to sit here and talk about quarterbacks till we're blue in the face. We're going to talk about it when he makes his decision. We're going to talk about it in the first preseason start coming up later this week. But the issue is not really going to be on the quarterback. The issue is on how fast can this offensive line come together so that you could actually make a true judgment on what you're looking at.
They actually gave plenty of assets to the offensive line. You used your first draft choice on a tackle. You signed a left guard. You signed your center. You signed your right tackle or traded for your right tackle. You drafted two other guys. I mean, they threw assets at it. You're right. It has to come together. So we'll see that. A point on what Chuck said. If you're, and we all know Eli Manning did this, right? And his dad and everything else when the Chargers drafted him and he said, I don't want to be drafted by the Chargers. And then there was the trade with Phillip Rivers and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Arch Manning, Manning family, if he ends up being the guy, great. And wants to pull an Uncle Eli, great. Except there are family connections to the Haslams.
It's the Haslam thing that makes me think that I don't think he would do that.
I don't think he would do that either. Because supposedly, Peyton, all that, I'd be surprised if that happens. Dante Moore from Oregon, from here, has already said he'd love to play for the Browns. If Lenoris Sellers becomes the guy, and there are a lot of quarterbacks, I just like Lenoris. You don't think he'd love to come here? Once you get past Eli, the syndrome. In other words, arch. I don't think a quarterback would say no. I mean, look at all the young talent that they're going to have on offense. I don't see that happening, Chuck. You never know, though.
No one's walking away from money.
No. Matt's in Hudson. Hey, Matt, welcome.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you? Hey, I'm interested to see what you guys think. So I think there's a scenario where Watson is the guy coming out of training camp, and then the Browns move Shedeur, and then look really to get sort of another veteran-type quarterback. I'm throw out a couple names. I'm not saying it's these guys, but like an Andy Dalton type or Will Levis. Bring him in. So, then you're heading into the season with a quarterback room of Watson, this new veteran, and you've got Dylan Gabriel. So then, I can see a scenario where both of the veterans play. And then obviously at the end of the year, you're not going to bring Watson back. So you've already got a veteran that's in the fold, right, heading into the draft. You draft a young guy, and now you've got sort of that caretaker veteran to hold the job down until they bring in, this rookie that they draft. I just think I could see a scenario like that happening, and I'm interested to see what you guys think. It's something I haven't heard anybody talk about, but I think it's possible because then you've got this second veteran that's not Watson that's got a year under his belt in Cleveland, so it's not a total fiasco in the offseason bringing in a young kid. Oh, we're going to bring C.J. Carr or whoever else in here, and they're going to be expected to start right away. So I think it's a possibility. I'm interested to see what you guys think.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. And Matt, doing a little preview of what we were going to talk about coming up. I think Matt might have a strong thought there. And I thought that, and we've talked about Dylan or Shedeur being moved to a team that needs a quarterback. Well, over the weekend, Teddy Bridgewater decided to retire from football again. And, unfortunately for Teddy, his career was derailed by the massive leg injury that he suffered in Minnesota. And he came back, was the backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions behind Jared Goff, and he just thought, I'm toast. So he retired again over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They immediately went out and signed Josh Dobbs, former Browns quarterback, aeronautical engineer.
Okay.
Josh Dobbs comes in. And then their third string quarterback is Luke Altmaier, a rookie from Illinois. If you're the Lions, you have Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Isaac Tesla, who has really come on, Sam Laporta. You got Penei Sewell. You have an offense that should cook. If something happens to Jared Goff, you trusting Josh Dobbs? If you happen to, let's say they happen to like Dylan Gabriel. Let's say they happen to like Shedeur Sanders. Lions still in the market for a quarterback? And then there are some other veterans who might get kicked loose. Matt's thought, you bring one in. We talked about Will Levis last week, Matt, extensively actually. And Dan, you missed that. You would have put your head through a brick wall. We talked about Will Levis.
The man who puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
Yep. Well, but we actually said,
it's kind of weird.
Would you rather bring Levis in and have him start here for a year? And we all said, yeah, basically.
Can't trust the man who puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
But keep that in mind. And then keep Will Levis in mind for Detroit. But I honestly, Matt, I think that moving one of these quarterbacks is a likelihood. I think Andy thinks that too.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, there sits Detroit with Super Bowl aspirations, and our guy Josh Dobbs is the backup. That enough for them or not? I don't know. John's in Cleveland. Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're well today. Hope you're doing the same.
So I want to talk about. I want to take it back to last year when Shedeur took over. Okay.
Okay.
And you get. I believe the coaches dumbed it down for him with the play calling.
Well,
because
we've seen that written, John.
I mean, they threw him out there without any.
But they would do that with most any rookie who's out there.
Right, so they dumbed him down for him. But my point is, Dylan Gabriel and Watson are better in the classroom. I think this is something that's happening that they're seeing inside the meetings because, Dylan Gabriel he's having a great calling the plays and not making mistakes during practice, right? He's throwing interceptions, but he's able to run the offense he's able to make the checks. He's able to do this. Because, I played for the Baltimore Ravens a long time ago. So I know the classroom. When you're in the classroom, they really take that serious, and that right there can get you pushed back immediately. You understand what I'm
it totally makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially if you're
now,
putting in a new offense and new coach.
Yeah.
And
How long
else.
ago did you play for them?
Well, I played for the Baltimore Ravens from 2000, 2004, and my rookie year was 2000. So I got lucky and got a Super Bowl my rookie year.
Well, congratulations
Nice.
on that. But again, I'm just curious your take on how little they're on the field to be able to execute, and so how that plays into what you're talking about with Gabriel. You guys practice a lot more.
Well, the thing about it is, as the quarterback, you got to actually be the coach. Because as a tight end, I got the Y and the H, and I'm used to playing the Y, so the Y always goes to the right, to the play side. But when I'm the H, I got to go to the opposite side. So when in the huddle, the quarterback calls the play, then he calls two plays because we're going to kill this, and the play is 365 Y out, option this, that, and the other. Kill this to 34 Y waggle.
That's football talk right there, folks.
Right, and then it's fake one hard two on one.
Right.
So you got to remember which way to go, right?
Yeah.
Then if he kills the play, you got to remember to play the fake waggle. Then it's on a hard two, so it's the fake. So he's going hut. Okay, easy. Oh, kill, hurry. Now what are we running? And then as a tight end, I got to remember cover two, middle field open. I got the post. Cover three, and then at the snap of the ball, they switch to cover three. Now I got a corner route, but are we running the first play or the second play? And the quarterback got to be able to tell you which way to go when you break the huddle, and then you got to be able to tell that to all the receivers.
John, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. With all of the young skill position guys on the Browns and an all-new offensive line, how much more critical does all that become?
Very.
Okay.
Because the most important thing is you got to remember this: the center has to break the huddle, and the center is got to be one of the smartest guys on the offensive line, because he's going to go out there and make the mic call, or we're going to take it back to the wheel. All right, and then your line has to be in unison, because if it's an under or over, all that means something. You know what I'm saying? So instead of going this way, I got to team with this guy, or I got to scoop up to this linebacker, right? And then you got your young guys at receivers. They got to break the huddle, go the right way, right? Remember to play. Mike Sam come. That's an automatic hot read for the tight end.
All right, now I'm getting too confused. See, this is why I need to go to the classroom. John, thank you for the phone call. We appreciate your perspective on this.
First time caller.
Hey, John, should I be rooting for Pitt?
Again,
Just triple checking. Should I root for Pitt?
Oh, yeah, I'm a Pitt guy.
I know. IUP too, right?
IUP.
Didn't take very long, baby.
And Andy and Google are great friends.
Jones, man.
John.
I was a special teams guy.
Thanks, man.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thanks, John.
Hey, no problem.
All right.
There's a perspective from a guy who played in the league. That classroom stuff, even more important when you have a team like the Browns where every other aspect of the offense is trying to come together as well. Now, who's going to give the report card on what these guys are doing? Well, that would be Todd Monken, and we're going to hear from him in the noon hour. But what do you think, folks? If the Lions are looking for a quarterback, should the Browns be making a phone call? Should the Browns be interested in maybe moving a guy and maybe, as Matt and Hudson said, bringing in a vet? I think the options are just beginning. It's Baskin and Phelps here on The Fan.